Hey, I'm Eric Keach. I'm here with Donna Hutchinson, and Donna has literally an amazing story to share. She's seen some amazing results while working over at East Coast and working there and going through the whole process. And she's here to talk about her experience from what it was like before, during the process, and even the results that she's seen. So Donna, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and share this story with me. And what I want to do is I kind of want to set, I guess, a frame of reference for everybody else. I want you to kind of just dive in and tell me where you were, physically, emotionally, before you hopped on board and started training there.
Well, I still work in a shop now, so I was standing every day. I hated being at work. I worked in a clothes shop as well, so everybody was wanting to look nice when they came to work, and I felt so overweight, so uncomfortable at work. My feet were killing off. I had plantar fasciitis, so standing was uncomfortable, painful. And I just hated my life, to be honest. It sounds bad, but I hated going to work every day. It was just, I was in such a bad place, so I decided that something had to be done, and I joined Graham's 16 plus class first, just to try and see if it would be better than joining a gym where everybody who you would imagine would be size 6 or 8, looking amazing already, and you didn't want to stand out. So I went to the 16 plus class, and it was so good. Everybody was so friendly, everybody wanted the same thing, everybody was so down to earth and so friendly. You just felt relaxed straight away. So you got meal plans and things like that, and you can work from home, and there's a Facebook group as well, so if you had any problems you could privately ask anybody, and everybody could also help you. It wasn't just Graham, everybody else was giving you input, so you felt like part of a group. It was really nice. So then it just went on from there. I lost quite a bit of weight on the 16 plus. Then I decided to give boot camp a try, reluctantly at first, but Graham persuaded us to try it. Loved it again. People were so friendly. My first ever time there, I was so nervous. But I remember one girl came and she said, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. Everybody's really nice." And I still see that girl now, and she's still really lovely. And you do make friends there as well. People say you do, but you don't think you're going to, but you do. And everybody's lovely, so I've lost about just over 3 stone. My feet are much better. I've gone from a size 16 to a size 10 or 12 trousers, so that is one of the best feelings ever, buying smaller clothes, I think, for a girl anyway. So I'm much more happy now. I feel a lot more confident when I'm at work. I can help people. I can even advise some of the girls from work when they ask about food, because I feel so more confident about food and fitness and that now. I can help people as well at work, which is really nice, and I never thought I would ever do that.
Wow, that's amazing to hear all that. And what I'm curious to know is, right at that point where you were kind of feeling at your lowest point, was there a specific moment or something that happened that triggered you, said, okay, now's the time I'm actually going to take the step and do something? Or was it kind of just a build up over time?
It was a bit of a build-up, and obviously my feet didn't help either. It was so uncomfortable. Every day I would get to work, I'd only been there about an hour, and I needed to sit down because my feet were hurting that much. So I thought, right, surely if I lose weight, it's going to help. And it did, but I think seeing photos, when I was out with my daughter, we'd go places, and looking back at photos, she's so photogenic. When I looked at a picture of me, I was so upset. It was awful, so I thought, right, I just can't have this, I need to do something about it. So
okay. And there's a lot of places, right, you talked about, regular gym, and there's other things. What was it about this place that said, okay, this kind of looks like exactly what I'm looking for, that kind of gave you that comfort feeling, knowing that it might be the right place?
I'd seen a few adverts for it at first, and at first I thought, oh, there's no way, it'll be just too much pressure, and you've got to be already fit to go. But a couple of his adverts that I'd seen, you could see pictures of people, so you could see that they weren't straight away, not in a bad way, but they weren't straight away fit, and you could see the development of people. A lot of his photos were before and afters of people, so I think you could see that his classes did really make a difference to people. So I think that was the main reason that I wanted to join that class first, because I knew that I wouldn't stand out. I didn't want to be that person that everybody looked at or thought, oh, you shouldn't be here, you're not fit enough to be here, or right, you're not healthy enough to be here. I didn't want to be that person, so this was great. Everybody was just so nice, and everybody just fits in with everybody. There's nobody who sticks out or nobody who's the unfit one.
And anybody and any ability could have like come in at that point and done it.
Yeah, and there still is now, even at the 16 plus class and at the boot camp class now, there's people all shapes, all sizes, all different fitness abilities. It's so good, and you can see that when you go as well, so straight away you feel relaxed because you know, just by looking at the people that are there, you can see it's such a mixed bunch, so it makes everybody feel good, I think.
And knowing that like you're comfortable there, do you think that maybe that comfort and that everybody's in the same place and they're all kind of helping each other actually helps the process, maybe helped you get some of the results faster than maybe what you thought you could?
Oh yeah, definitely, because you don't feel like under pressure or anything. You don't feel that you've got to do it. You sort of want to do it. Graham's quite relaxed at how he does it, but you can also tell that he's quite determined to do it. So when he's like that, it kind of makes you feel like that as well. So it's nice, and to see your results. We were getting measured and weighed on a weekly basis. On a monthly basis. So to see them figures written down, and because I used to be quite focused on weight, and then I learned quite fast that it's not really about that. It's more about the inches that you've lost and obviously how fit you're getting. And I was so shocked to see the inches were just change. I'd never been on a diet like that before. I'd never measured myself or anything. I'd always used to go on scales, and if you hadn't really lost that week or you'd put on a little bit, it was so disheartening. But to see inches coming away is much better, I think, and it's a lot more healthier as well that way.
And that makes you feel so much better, right? Not focused specifically like on the number. It's maybe more of a feeling on like how you're feeling. That's made a big difference for you.
Yeah, definitely, because once you feel like you can do it one month, the next month you think, right, well, I can definitely do it. And one time I didn't want to get weighed. I thought I'd had a really bad month, and Graham had said, definitely get weighed, don't put it off. So I thought, right, okay, then I'll do it. And it was one of my biggest weight losses that I'd had, but I was so sure that I'd done really bad. Even though I'd tried hard, I didn't feel as though I'd changed much. So I always say to people as well, if they're unsure about getting weighed one time, just do it, because even if it's a bad result, it can push you on to the next weigh-in, or sometimes you can just surprise yourself.
Hmm. Now, you talked about, right, you lost just about or over 3 stone. You also, you're shopping for clothes that you can get in clothes that makes you feel so much better. What other benefits have you seen from this? Has there been maybe a change in mood or energy, emotion? What else have you seen kind of as you've changed going through this process?
Energy's definitely levels are better. I'm healthier, I'm fitter. I used to sometimes finish work at 8 o'clock by the time I'd got in. Couldn't be bothered to cook. We would just order a takeaway straight away. I've seen us starting at 8:30, 9 o'clock to cook food from fresh, making a big meal for us all, where I would never have done that before. And sometimes, because you would think it would take such a long time to prepare your food, it doesn't. Sometimes, because he breaks the menus down to so simple that I'm the worst cook ever, and I can do nearly everything that he's asked us to do. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. But it's just getting your family involved as well. I think that's been a big. My daughter and my boyfriend, everybody eats the same food as me, so that makes a massive difference as well. And I think if them know that I'm happy, they do it as well, and it works for us all.
So it's been obviously not just, weight loss or anything. Like this has been a life-changing experience for
Yeah,
you.
it sounds cheesy, but it's true. It's changed every aspect of my life. The
And
way that
others as well, family.
you couldn't sometimes be bothered to go to boot camp, but he does it as well where you pay a monthly subscription. So once you know you're paid, that's a bit more determination to think, well, I'm gonna go. And sometimes you hate it when you're there, but when you get home, you feel great after.
Yeah.
So it's good. You want to go, and if you can't go, you miss it, and you're upset that you can't go. So it is good.
Now, there's going to be people who are in a very similar situation to where you were, like at that really low point, feeling the same way, very just unhappy with stuff. And they may be hearing your story and they're thinking, this might be the place for me, but I'm not exactly sure. Like they may be kind of on the fence. What would you want to say to somebody who's on the fence about maybe joining?
Do it. Don't. You always regret things that you didn't do. I think you never really regret things that you do. So you're never going to be upset at the fact that you tried to help yourself, that you tried to make yourself better. I can't believe that it took me this long. I always say the earlier you do it, the better. I've got a daughter, she's 15, she's comes to boot camp with me now. Graham has helped so much with her. She was volunteering with him, she was doing her GCSE PE work helping through Graham as well, and it's been a massive influence on her even. And when she gets quite pressured with her exams, I think boot camp's a massive release for her, so I think it's such a good thing to be involved with any sort of exercise really, especially because it clears your mind for everything, so it doesn't just affect you then and there. It helps you in just day-to-day life, and I think it's so sad that I waited until I was at this age, which I'm 30 now, well 36. But I'm so annoyed that I didn't do this earlier. And I think for anybody, especially even young teenagers, it's so important to realise that it can help you out when you don't even realise it can help you. I don't think there's enough pushed on it for kids to see how much it can help you. Not just kids though, anybody. I mean, 36 now, I never would have thought that I was joining boot camp. And enjoying it as well. I thought I would just want to sit in the house and just watch soaps all day, but no, it's great, and I think everybody should try it and just see if you like it. You can only try it, you can only not like it. It's not going to harm trying it.
Okay, and then I just have a couple more questions and we'll wrap up. You talked about your experience, you talked about your results, talked about how it's been good for your family, for your daughter, for everybody. Let's talk about Graham for a second. Give me a few words or phrases that you can think of that maybe kind of like describe the type of person that he is.
Determined, I would say. If he's got something planned, we all hate the hill run at boot camp. If that's in the plan, we can try and change his mind, we can beg him, we're doing the hill run. Every time that's in the plan, he's determined we're doing the hill run. But that's good because you hate it at the time, but you always feel glad afterwards when you've done it. Yeah. Competitive. He's very competitive, but in a good way, because that kind of rubs off on us as well. So when he wants things done, and you can see he tries really hard at every boot camp as well. So that kind of, if you see him working, you want to just be the same as him. So he pushes everybody on to work as hard as they possibly can. So that's good.
Does he care about you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're struggling with anything, he always asks if you're okay. He manages. Throughout the session, he always talks to each person as well. Like he'll pick you out throughout the session, say you're doing well, or you need to change this, you need to change that. So he keeps an eye on you throughout the whole class as well. If you're not doing something the right way, he'll tell you, and he'll tell you why.
Okay, and he's not just like a regular like trainer. Like he's really in it for you.
Yeah, you feel as though it's quite a person. Even though there's a lot of people there, it's still quite personal because he still talks to you at any point during the class. He wouldn't just focus on certain people or just talk to the group as a whole. Like he does go through and talk to individuals as well at the same time, which is really good.
Okay, and then the last question I have is, you talked about how this has changed your life. Let's say you were never able to talk to Graham again. Let's say this would be the last time, right? You couldn't text him, or like this right now would be the last time you could ever say anything to him. Knowing it's the last time, what would you want to say?
I would say thank you for everything with regards to fitness, with regards to the food, with regards to personally everything that he's done. It sounds cheesy, but he has changed my life, and it's changed forever now, which is a good thing. I'll never ever go back to the way I was, and that's all down to him, so I can't ever repay him. I can't really put it into words. It sounds really cheesy, but he has changed mine and my family's life, not just mine, so I'll always be grateful for him for that.
Well, Donna, I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story, because this is going to be very helpful for a lot of people, and I really do want to wish you the best of luck with everything in the future.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Cheers, bye.